One question that I ask people, do you want to grow? Everybody says yes. I've never come across somebody who said no. I've met certain cases where people were on a verge of committing suicide. Honestly, I've met such people. On a verge they were. The first case I remember meeting, this was a very young girl who was studying in class 11 in a very good school in Delhi, and her father approached me that my daughter is going to be, she's attempted suicide twice and I'm very scared for her. Why don't you meet her? So this was like maybe 30 years ago. I met her and I asked her the same question, do you want to grow? Even in that state, her answer was yes. Because for her, probably committing suicide was her next step of growth. Now, the first question is always an easy question. Second question is where the difficulty arises. Second question I ask people is, do you have a plan to grow? Now, that's where people fumble. A lot of people I've met, they say yes. And then I smile and they smile back. The third question is even a tougher one. Are you able to execute your plan? So today, we are going to be addressing these three issues. First question I will ask you again. Can I see raised hands? Do you want to grow? If you didn't, you wouldn't have come here. When we curated this event, creating a 100-year succession plan, in fact, we received these queries on Facebook, on LinkedIn. People wrote to us saying, are you joking? A 100-year plan. Whenever you talk of a 100-year plan, the emotions that I very clearly, I'm referring to the predominant emotions. The predominant emotions that I saw rising amongst people, number one on the top of the list was disbelief. फेंक रहा है, ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है. Must be another marketing or sales rhetoric. हम लोगों की पिछले 1200 से 1500 सालों में we have become such mental slaves that we cannot imagine ourselves establishing organizations and businesses which can outlast us. Disbelief is the first emotion I came across. The second emotion that I saw, I'm only highlighting in the order of priority. In fact, yesterday I wrote a blog about this. Second emotion that I saw was shock. People said, oh my God, every day we are dealing only with crisis. You're talking of a 100-year plan? आत्मग्लानि हुई लोगों को, हीन भावना हुई अपने पे. This is the second emotion. This emotion happened to those people who were able to overcome disbelief. Mostly people went away with disbelief. Third emotion I saw in people was skepticism. Is it possible? How can this be possible? Can we do it? Do such tools really exist? 100 years? I remember a friend of mine coming back to me and sharing with me. These are a group of friends who are like the Ivy League colleges, and they are dealing with the investment bankers. कभी-कभी मुझे डर लगता है because the minimum value that they talk of starts from $100 million. और मुझे हर बार सोचना पड़ता है उसमें ज़ीरो कितने हैं. And they said, in 10 years' time, whoever will be able to outlast 10 years from now, their lifespan will be 120 years. Because तब तक medicine इतनी advance हो जाएगी that you take a pill or some kind of a medicine, I don't know what, but our lifespan would extend to 120 years. So in any case, 100-year plan is no worries. So I said, what should we do? 150-year plan? Because as long as we are able to see this is how long we can live, possibly we can live, we go back into a mode of survivorship, that everything around us has to be about us. Skepticism. And the fourth emotion, predominant emotion I came across was curiosity. Curiosity meant people were wanting to explore. So I congratulate each one of you who was able to pick their bodies early in the morning on a Saturday and come over here. We have a wonderful, beautiful house full here. And these are those people who were able to overcome their first three emotions. So can we have an applause for each one of you? And the most important fact, those people who wanted to come but could not come. Could not come because of the first three emotions. Do you see this? Hello? Do you see this? They could not come because of these three emotions, either because they were involved in managing one or the other form of a crisis, or they were too shocked, or they had a continued disbelief, or they were skeptical. Succession planning for me, आज तो मैनेज नहीं हो रहा, 100 साल की कौन देखेगा? We are giving up on a possibility also. So friends, let's take a sacred vow right now that till 4 p.m. today, we are going to be exploring this possibility of creating a 100-year succession plan. Whether we are able to or we aren't, that doesn't matter. We are all going to explore that possibility.